difference maker, sure enough, in the end. So, what a game one. What a game two, excuse me, that we saw. So, as I said though, I mean, I've been a big fan, especially of Nullstone Gaming as of late. Maybe not as much of Tree as their play as of late. So, overall, expecting a good series, and that's exactly what we got here, Mini.
Yeah, definitely, man. And Dr. Pulse pickup, I mean, I dare say it, but we might see a Bloodhunter again. I think Bloodhunter is honestly one of the strongest counters to Dr. Repulsor. Obviously, Dr. Repulsor relies so much on the ludicrous speed, and obviously a 9-second silence is just ridiculous. Obviously, Dr. Repulsor, not an inherent Null Fireblade carrier either, so he can't really purge himself. He's got to rely on his teammates if that is going to be the case. But yeah, I mean, a hero relies all on terms of his spells, and for a carry hero, which most likely be in the hands of Balthazar, which they focus so much farm on, one spell can honestly be the difference between him really being affected by, being affected by obviously the silence or not. So I don't know. We could maybe see a Bloodhunter. Obviously, the Shrunken Head would purge that off in itself, but we'll have to see Breaky, I guess.
Yeah. So they go with the Pebbles. We'll see if any bans possibly come out here for that hero or not. But the initial bans, it was sure enough Oogie, Cthulhu Font, Kraken, and Swiftblade. Of course, coming out there. The Magnus and a Pyro. Pyro, really, man. I mean, it's not only this hero didn't only just kind of start appearing once again all of a sudden as a support option, but he's all of a sudden being first pick material, too, in a lot of cases. Again, we saw Sync yesterday, and Zayday making a point that they really value him that much. So
Yep.
it's kind of rose out of not necessarily nowhere, but just rose up through the ranks pretty fast here, it seems like. And now considered a go-to. Bands advancing on here. Gemini, Electrician, Puppet Master, Flux now coming out from Nullstone here. He didn't like the Flux, especially what happened in that first game. So also the Electrician ban, kind of interesting. So very game one heavy bands here coming out from Nullstone Gaming. And there's Silhouette, and then even more Axis. Interesting. Coming out there with the bands. So they're left open. That's something Tree will be happy with here, it looks like.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt. I mean, it's quite interesting, though, how Tree have slightly tweaked their draft and their sort of strategy. Normally, particularly in the game against Zinc, or Sync, sorry, get my pronunciation right. Man, I get caught up on that so many times, man. Anyway, sorry, back to my point. For Tree, who always go like kind of very, very heavy magic sort of damage and sort of magic sort of spell casters, they're slowly bringing back sort of some kind of physical presence. Obviously in the last game we saw Madman, but in this game Drunken as well, and it's kind of quite important because we saw in the series against Sync, they were really heavily countered by Shrunken Heads, and if they follow this kind of draft against Sync, they'll have a little bit better, sort of ways to deal with the Shrunken Heads. Obviously, with the Drunken Master, the lunge does go through it, and obviously Madman a strong physical presence as well. So I do like them at least prioritising a bit more physical presence outside of going all in terms of magic.
Yeah, that's good to get that mixture in there, definitely. And again, that's what Drunken definitely provides. You do see the stats right there. Drunken Master actually, again, that win percentage still a little bit surprised though whenever we always see that. But speaking of that too, Bloodhunter picking up his first win. How about that? He's 0-7 going into last game, and sure enough, picking up his first win here in Hot Tour Season 3. So congratulations to Bloodhunter. Extra congratulations to Bloodhunter on that hero. Bubbles coming out here. Look at that percentage, 50% exactly. So what, 60 games, so he's 30-30? I can do math. I do math pretty well.
Wow,
right. I know. That's kind of an all-star when it comes to math.
Damn.
But yeah, Bubbles, obviously, always a sound pickup here. So really, this being a game 3 and all, nothing out of the ordinary just yet. We'll see if the final pick on either side gets us really curious here. But I wouldn't be surprised if they keep it pretty static as well. As we go back to a lot of money on the line, and this is to ultimately face off against Sync Esports here in what would be the grand finals later on today. So can never be too sure. We're not going to see a Kane, that's for sure. He is banned still.
It's most likely going to be their solo mid, I believe, because unless they do run a Drunken Master mid actually quite a lot, so it might even be their suicide, or it could even be their it's going to be suicide. Yeah, Valkyrie Suicide Boxy always plays that. So yeah, it's going to be a mid Drunken Master played by Cracky, and then obviously second support of the Magnus, sort of jungling as usual. Again, another carry hero that can go jungle very very early is the Doctor Repulsor. So instead of the Blood Hunter, though, Darkblade, which arguably carries or sort of counters Doctor Repulsor a little bit more than Blood Hunter because of the Darkblades are sort of more bursty in that respect compared to sort of Blood Hunter's sort of silence for 9 seconds. Obviously, the Dark Blades don't last as long as 9 seconds; they only last for 6. But in those 6 seconds, you're going to be able to kill Doctor Repulsor if you can get on top of him with maybe like a stun or a kelp field from Bubbles, for example. So,
that's I like that pickup definitely coming out from Nullstone here. Yeah, you saw those second tier of bands, you know, somewhat carry heavy. The Gemini, the Puppet Master, and even the Silhouette on there. So. Went in with all the Oogie, of course, even initially. So taking out, really addressing the Beaver Banger here for Nullstone Gaming. But clearly Dark Lady, another one of these just hard carry potential heroes, and going to be a lot about that early on farm, which he's definitely damn good at doing. So pause to start things off here. But
I mean, one thing is I'm wondering how Nullstone are going to lane, because you talked about how Dark Lady are going to need that early farm to get maybe the Rune Cleaver and have an impact, which he didn't have in game 1. And I mean, Dark Lady can sort of somewhat solo himself quite decent, but against a ranged hero like Valkyrie, I think he's going to have a little bit of a hard time. So I'm wondering if we're going to see Pyromancer in the short lane trying to box out Boxy. But at the same time, you can't leave Pebbles to solo middle lane against Drunken Master because he's going to get absolutely destroyed. So in this case, I'm not too sure. Like, most likely, I mean, always actually, Tree are going to run a solo mid. There's going to be the solo mid Drunken. So, do they want to give prioritization of farm on Pebbles or Dark Lady? And in this case, probably it's going to be the prioritization on the Pebbles, because obviously he's going to pick up the Blink Ladder, the Portal Key, and then from there start opening space for the Dark Lady. But at the same time, Dark Lady will most likely have a hard time in the sort of the lane against Valkyrie, just because obviously the melee versus range matchup. But.
Yeah. It's the cool thing with the Dark Lady too, of course, though, with the Taint Soul, allows her to get those last hits in there, not necessarily have to be in melee range if it calls for it. So that's also kind of a powerful tool. That
he won't have a great time in lane. He'll probably get like 200 GPM like base, if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
maybe a bit more depending on how it goes. But yeah, still decent.
That is true. It's Tree. Okay, for some reason I thought for a second Tree was running a jungler, and I really had to double check. But never mind.
Don't moment breaking it. There's things in life that just won't happen.
Wondering why we're freaking out right here. But never mind. They're running the Magnus jungle, of course. Lane pull. He's the only one going bottom actually currently. I think they're first. Buying some Tangos as well as a Minor Totem. 460 gold saved up still on him, so gonna get some information over here. We'll see what he does with it. As far as Nullstone Gaming goes, not a whole lot of hurry to get anywhere. Just going to play pretty passive and allow Willowkeeper to come into their jungle even. So that's always a little dangerous, so, especially when you're running a jungler yourself. Much give up the fact that they're going to counter-ward it, I guess is basically where Nullstone's at right here. They're not really confident in their level 1, so saying, just do your thing. We don't want to risk getting caught out. That's exactly what we're seeing here. There's the water site. Yes, that does block that camp right there. And they're going to use another water site, actually, to get some good vision to see on the pole camp, as well as in this area and where Parasite may be. And then Revwood as well. Jeez. Alrighty, then. They really are locking down that side camp. Want to make sure to... Now, if Parasite's clever here, he actually could get a dual counter ward here. He places it behind the camp, I believe.
It might be close. It'll definitely get one.
Be close. God, I really wish I could get that tool working again.
Yeah.
For some reason, it's supposed to work, but it's not. Yeah.
Confirmed bug.
Just press V.
And while you're at it, tell him to have so we can draw on the minimap or ping it out as well.
Oh, trust me. There's a list of things that have been given, and it's hopefully at least we'll get some in there.
He does have a breath.
Does he? Oh, he got the.
But I can assure you, he's like, oh, guys, I found the water. It should be fine. And then it's going to get blocked, obviously, from the red fort. So he's going to be like, oh, crap.
He's also not going to get it before the 30-second mark, so he's not even going to realize until the minute mark here.
Oh, man, that's going to really suck.
Yeah.
Because now he's got to run all the way to the hard cam, and then he's going to run all the way back and be like, oh, crap, it's still blocked for some reason.
Yeah.
That's really annoying.
That's life, though. That's the life of a jungler.
So, yeah, so it's going to be Dark Lady versus Valkyrie in the top lane. And... She actually was pulled regen though, so she should be fine in this matchup actually. Until the regen is gone though. I mean, until the regen is still there, she should be fine. But Boxy, they're putting so much harassment.
Yeah, he's playing it very well off the bat. Got to give him that credit because, again, he knows that he has the advantage, of course. And it's just inherently being that range versus melee matchup. And, geez, really boxing out Dark that he has.
And this is what I mean.
Hatchet, no. Did he not go Taint Soul first? I didn't know he didn't.
He went Charging Strikes because Boxy manned up on him and he just went Charging Strikes instead. But yeah, he's really going to, until it, like, he can get farm at the tower, but outside of that, he's going to have a little bit of trouble.
So well played right there, prioritizing to lock him down. Now with that said though, Pebbles of course is going to get that, or should ideally get that good farm, as you're pointing out with how the lanes are set up here. So getting that early portal key and excel. So yeah, Cholo Samian going to be a lot on him, a lot riding on him to have a good start. Of course, as usual in this case too with that jungler. What you got, expect him to have a big impact. Bottom lane, you see Glacius and Bubbles going at it. Magma's kind of nearby, but of course he can see them with that creep wave, but not much you can do about it.
To be fair, I don't think Fuzzy Sloth should really try and screw up the pulling from Tree, because there's a free lane bottom that he could be getting XP and gold from, like in terms of farm, because he's going to be 1v1 against the Doctor Repulsor, because Glacius is most likely going to help Magma's farm. Instead, he's like trying to harass the jungle from Magnus, and yeah, it's okay, I guess, but like he's wasting a lot of farm and gold for himself, and now actually he might be in a little bit of trouble actually.
That's as dangerous. Yeah, Bubbles, he's in that awkward spot. He's using the illusions. Actually does a good damage, but there's the stun. Will he follow this? He is actually, and all of a sudden Ruda's in trouble. There you go.
It's worth it. Worth it now.
Worth it. Yeah, so what were you saying, Quincy, about Fuzzy Sloth shouldn't be doing that? Yeah, no. That's, well, that worked out plentiful. Yeah, that was, I mean, Ruda Z, he was really trying to, you know, keep that creep wave and everything, and so in a sense he was a little bit greedy too, but is this another? Oh, wow, yeah, Glacius taking some good damage. The illusion's assisting. If he actually got a double tap, that would have been huge.
That's perfect.
It was Mini Mag's fault, that's true.
You said that,
Did I say Quincy?
Yeah, you did.
Oh my god, I'm just so used to it, I guess.
I wasn't going to correct it because I was going to be scot-free, but and then Quincy comes.
I'm used to Quincy lying to us and everything. No, that's I apologize, Quincy. I apologize. I meant to say Mini Maggot. Anyways, yeah, as you were saying, no, Fuzzy Sloth, that's obviously huge for Nullstone, and the fact that he could make that happen is.
Yeah, and honestly, the biggest thing is not that Magnus dies, that he lost actually the creep wave, because the creep wave went onto the tier 2 tower. So now he's either got a jungle at level 2, which is going to be very, very hard for him, or it's that he's got to pull out another creep wave, which is going to reduce Balthazar's farm. I mean, he's already lost one wave because of it, and if he loses 2, it's going to be quite frustrating, obviously. He's farming quite well, though, so maybe Balthazar will be nice enough for Root to take another creep wave from him.
Yeah. Boxy up here. Yeah, again, he has some good history, as Quincy was pointing out right there. You know, he's 3-1 himself as a Suicide Valkyrie. Casey, the only other one to run a Suicide Falcon. And again, I believe that was even yesterday, and sure enough, happened to win that game. So, it's, God, look at the start, too. Yeah, 25-4 now against a 19-1 Dark Knight. Again, I guess we really shouldn't be too surprised, especially with Dark Knight now being out of farm. But yeah, that's what we should be more surprised for, I guess.
Yeah. She's doing decent actually. Like 280 GPM is fine. Like as long as she averages around that, then you know Pebbles is gonna eventually open space up.
Look at Fuzzy Sloth, man. This guy—he's even boxing out Drunken Master now. He got the double damage rune, and now Drunken can't really do much about that. Bubbles is like 1v4ing down here, keeping them occupied.
Pretty big annoyance, but the only problem is when Doctor gets level 6, he can't do this anymore because he's gonna most likely die because obviously they're ludicrous speed. So. He's fine for another like 30 seconds perhaps, but...
Yeah, I like how as soon as that double damage wore off, all of a sudden he's like, yeah, I gotta run now. I'm in trouble. Look at this, so he's got a camp. God, the mindset right there. He is just being a pest, man. He is being a pest to Willowkeeper. And they gotta be frustrated with it. But yeah, well played by Fuzzy Sloth. Okay, one of these players that he's not necessarily known as a go-to suicide player as far as you think of the top suicide players on the scene, but hey, he's in one of the top teams on the scene, and he has been doing his thing for a while, almost quietly in a sense, but maybe we should start paying more attention to him because I think there's some very solid plays right here and what he's doing. And he is going to find himself running into Magnus once again. but just a little bit of exchanging as before. How is Drunken matching up ultimately in this middle lane? I mean, he is 18-0 himself, not too shabby, but as expected.
Oh, Bubbles, you're dead.
31-5,
It's
Bubbles
what I
does get caught. Yeah, level 6 Doctor.
Exactly what I was trying to say, but Fuzzy Sloth, you didn't hear me. No.
Gotta yell it louder. No, don't do that.
Please don't.
I do plenty of that already. Doctor Repulsor, yeah, level 6, and sure enough, on cue. Gets the kill. So, finally some revenge coming out for Tree, and that's good news. Oh, 5-second arrow on a Pyromancer in the meantime, and he steals the rune. It was a refreshment rune only, but still, gets it nonetheless, and the Illusions bottom. Well played, though. Taking advantage of that arrow, and there you go with the early Soul Scream ring here. So, yeah, Doctor's having a great time, as expected, 385 gold per minute. So as pesky as Bubbles is being, Doctor is having the free farm, and that's where it's going to be dangerous here.
Yep. And at least they've got Pebbles with a good start, though, and that's the biggest thing, honestly. When he picks up the portkey, he needs to create space on the Dark Lady, so that the first gank he should do is definitely on this Valkyrie. Quite a squishy target, and can easily sort of rotate there. I mean, one thing we haven't talked about is really Parasite. Like, if Parasite gets level 6, I think they can kill Valkyrie by themselves, honestly, because Valkyrie, as we stated before, not the tankiest of heroes, and obviously with the Dark Blades and the Face Hug, it should easily be able to be sort of conjoined enough to actually get a kill. So perhaps when Parasite gets level 6, he might rotate over and at least try and attempt for a gank.
Yeah, level 6 would be a lot safer. I don't even think at this point, honestly. I mean, Dark Blades alone, just charge strikes in, get the science applied, and assist with the leech and whatnot. But yeah, I mean, it's just a lot safer with the level 6. So might as well.
Like if he maxed out Dark Blades, then perhaps. But he's obviously had to max out Taint Soul to have the last hit potential. So I think
I don't even know about that, to be honest. I'm kind of curious about going level 3 into Taint Soul because that's 30 more damage, but is that really necessary? Personally, I say yes, because if you only have it at level 1, then the Taint Soul is really, really hard to time. I think level 2 is good. That's what I was getting at.
I guess. Oh, arrow.
Oh, yeah, that was missed.
And the only reason is, like, obviously Boxy does, like, 60 or 70 last hit and sends all attack damage anyway, so it's going to be hard. And also, it's just easier to last hit, honestly, with high damage. Such a middle lane. Drunken. Oh my god.
Drunken is going to barely live. Untouchables applied.
Oh my god.
And now he's going back in. There's the lunge, the combo from Agnes. Pebbles level 6. He's going to be taking up in the end. Oh, they get the kill on a Drunken, actually. As the Phoenix Wave comes out. Here comes Dr. Pulse. Gets the 1 kill on a Pebbles. He's going for 2 on the Pyromancer right here. Bubbles is level 3. Not much more he can do, and Pyromancer will fall. So the end result, 2 for 1 in favor right there of Willowkeeper. They're pretty happy with that, I'm sure. Top lane, though. Yep, there's that gank attempt, but no.
Couldn't get the Dark Blades off.
Sakura leaves. Yeah, he went in a little too early. Yeah, obviously, let's watch the middle action, so I don't know if that was just Parasite going in early or not, but again, the warded sight did spot it coming nonetheless, so Valkyrie was able to get the information in time. But yeah, 3-2 hero kill start for Willowkeeper. Dr. Repulsor also continuing to be very, very powerful and also doing this roam thing as he most certainly can do. And his start continues to be scary here for our Nullstone Gaming team. Ooh, the arrow middle lane almost connected as Pebbles was walking back, but he is able to avoid it. Speaking of that, though, Pebbles, especially with that death, he's going to be slowed down even more now from the Portkey. And again, they were really trying to prioritize farm on him. Sure, it's in the middle lane, but still. Get him that PK as soon as possible. So the fact that he is falling a little bit behind now, that's scary for Nullstone.
Because he was the person who's going to make the plays and open up the map, particularly for the Dark Blades sort of farm and stuff. But yeah, with this slow portal key, it might be a little bit of an issue because like, people are going to, first of all, they're going to expect it, and second of all, like, they're going to have their core items to really address it as well. Bottom lane, actually, Bubbles going to be falling as well. Like Dr. Repulsor, when he gets level 6, he's just such a threat, honestly. Obviously, you rotate to the middle lane, and now he's 2-0-2, nearly 440 GPM, and he might even go for like an icon because he's snowballing this hard, actually, but we'll have to see.
Yeah, we'll see what Bouchstar does ultimately choose to do here, but definitely the snowball is real. Again, as Doctor can do, keep using that a lot of no, but that's a good thing about being a low level. He just hits level 4 right there, but he resurrects very quickly, and he's already back into the lane, but yeah, that's one of those very, not really that good of things. Top lane, again, they're going for the gank, but look at Boxy. I mean, they gotta know he has vision. And I think that's a misplay by them because earlier he reacted to Parasite, I'm pretty sure, coming in, and you gotta think he has the vision here somewhere. So. Yep.
And also, actually, Dark Lady actually placed a ward, a lane ward, but in sight of like a catapult hitting him, and obviously an easy red ward coming out. So he will be honestly dangerous, or be in danger of any incoming sort of off-lane ganks. Obviously, maybe with the Magmus and Glacius and Valkyrie as well. So.
Yeah. That is unfortunate. Yeah, it just continues to look better and better here for Willowkeeper earlier on in this game. At this point, I mean, Beaver Banger, 310 gold per minute. I mean, Dark Lady is, you always got to be somewhat scared of that hero. Eventually, progression and taking off, but for the time being, they've definitely kept her in check pretty well. And doing what they can. Pebble's doing some triple stack Ancients right here. If he can actually manage to kill these off, that'll actually get him pretty damn close. In fact, that might get him in. I'm pretty sure it would, as long as he gets every single last hit here. So, yeah, that's all of a sudden. I thought it was actually going to be maybe a little bit longer, but no, triple stack Ancients. That'll make a point that they'll have it ASAP. He needs to be careful.
As long as he doesn't die.
As long as he doesn't die to the neutrals. Top one in the meantime, the arrow hits, and down goes Dark Lady. I was busy watching a static farm right there, but yeah, top lane, great roam coming
Called
out.
it. Yeah, we called about like a minute ago. I said he's going to be in danger of any potential ganks because the lane ward was sort of dewarded. So, and right on cue, Tree come in and get the gank on Dark Lady, and it's to be expected. Honestly, if you counter ward like a lane ward, like you have to expect a gank is going to be starting to rotate, and now Tree, obviously after killing Dark Lady, you're going to take the 2-1 tower away from him as well, so even less sort of security for sort of farm at. So yeah, this portal kill Pebble's got to do a lot of work if they're really going to get back into this game actually for Nullstone.
Yeah, and I don't even know if he got every single last hit, because I was looking at this. I feel like he really should have had a lot more gold after that. He only had it in the 1500s after starting with 1,000. So maybe a little bit of a misplay there, but he is at 1800 now. So again, getting really close. Maybe clean up another set of Ancients here, then that could possibly get him very close as well. But the roam is real for Willowkeeper. They already used the Valkyrie Prism. It's going to be up another 50 seconds, but they're going to continue to try to be active as they should. And you look at the mini-map, I mean, it's just ridiculous right now. Nullstone's basically, to an extent, on the bottom side of the map, hugging their base even. We're only 12 and a half minutes into this game. Like, usually you'd see that by 40, 50 minutes or something like that. Not at the 12 and a half minute mark. But yeah, the control right now by Willowkeeper is clearly very powerful and very scary with their lineup, of course. So they're going to apply some pressure in the middle lane, maybe. I mean, not really doing it with the heroes, more so just the creep wave, letting it do their thing. But Dark Lady does go back to the top lane, going to continue to farm up here. Again, even with the death right there, I still think you need to try to go for that Rune Cleaver, and she most certainly will here. I mean, could you see a scenario where she just doesn't go for the Rune Cleaver, or you just have to get it?
You have to get it, because the only other build you can really go with him is maybe like the Energizer into maybe Dawnbringer, perhaps, like in terms of more team fighting, and he has to be the hard carry for the team because Pebbles isn't going to be a hard carry, neither is obviously Parasite or Bubbles. And, excuse me, sorry, he's going against Drunken Master Valkyrie and Doctor Repulsor, so he has to have that kind of late game potential. And if he doesn't go for the Rune Cleaver, he won't be that hard carry for Nullstone game, which they need him to be. So he has to go for it regardless of when he gets it, honestly. So,
yeah.
Unfortunately, that's the only way he can go.
Good job by Boxy right there, reacting before Parasite was able to get him range for a face second. That would have even stole the double damage rune from him, but able to get away, leaps away, and going to be fine. So yeah, going to try to prioritize to make sure that Dark Lady does get that Rune Cleaver ASAP. You see that vision coming out. That's a not your usual ward side placed by Drents right here recently at the ramp, the double ramp area here at the top jungle, but trying to make it in more of a unique spot here.
It's like a pseudo lane ward.
Yeah.
But really.
Are you serious? Pebbles 5-second arrow. Look at that. Boxy destroys the rune. It was an invis rune, and he actually destroys it rather than bottling it up, knowing that it could have been a risk to do so. So he just destroyed it right in front of them. I love it. As Pebbles could do nothing about it. Meanwhile, Dr. Repulsor pushes bottom. He is not going for the icon, by the way. It looks like he is actually just going for the straight Hellflower here. And it's going to work with that tool instead. And again, I think that's just one of those things. It's really just preference.
Yeah, I mean, I think in sort of competitive matches, like, the icon isn't great because, obviously, to make the most use out of middle lane, actually, doubles.
Is that dead?
Ooh.
Yes, it is. Oh my god, the shell surf's real. Fuzzy Sloth somehow surviving. Phoenix Wave gonna miss right there. They're still going for kills, though. Magnus, nice freeze. Why is he not going out of it? I thought it... Okay.
He looks quite cool, though.
I mean, he's like, you know what, I like this. He could have honestly gone out of that and gone for the follow-up on a Magnus, but he maybe felt like he was just out of range and it would have been risky. So screw it, I'm going to stay on the Skeleton King. And he'll just remain in it for the time being.
Yeah, just going back to the icon, though, like, I think, because one thing people need to realise is that playing in, like, competitive Hon compared to TMN Hon is, like, completely different, obviously, to state the obvious, but, like, going icon is only really good if you can get those early charges on Dr. Repulsor, and if you can't get the early kills, which in theory, it's kind of hard because obviously it's going to be a lot less kills in terms of competitive harm because, like I said before, yeah, a lot of people are a lot more coordinated. The wards are up, and obviously the positioning is better for the enemy team. So you're not going to get a lot of ganking going on here for Dr. Repulsor. So instead, it's just safe to go for the Hellfire. It doesn't really matter how many kills you get; it's still good regardless. Whereas Icon is kind of dependent on how many kills you can get and how many charges you can get on the Icon of Goddess, really.
Yeah, I mean, in a sense, it's kind of a ganker's Alchemist Bones, really. You know, we always talk about Alchemist Bones, but yeah, you got to get that ASAP and get it very quickly to really to be efficient. It's kind of the same thing with Icon of the Goddess for, you know, ganking intelligence carries.
The best definition I could possibly
there you go.
Gank
I got your back. Don't worry. Don't worry. Oh, this is awkward. He runs right past the red ward. Now, of course, he has magic immune, so it should be fine, but they know he's here. And they're playing like they don't, which I like, but yeah, he's not going to open. And that'll be that. So, good attempt from what you got, but little does he know he's continuing to run right over a Rev Ward that's spotting him this whole time. So the ganks are not real. Again, this is the idea of the lineup, understandable. So you got it's kind of like that 4-1 strat. You got Parasite, Bubbles, Pebbles, and a Pyromancer all going to do their thing while Dark Lady tries to get that farm up and kind of protect her.
He's only 0, 0 and 0 in terms of like his sort of score. He's only 230 GPM, and like if you pick a Parasite, you need to be aggressive early on because otherwise you should just pick up a 10% AFK farm and you'll be in a lot better position than you are now. So it's just one issue. Like you have to use obviously a hero to his most fullest extent. Otherwise you're not using it properly. It's better. Oh, bottom lane though.
Yeah, this is negotiations going on. Pyromancer gets picked off as well as Pebbles. That was a great job. I don't know if that was intended or they just simply did it that way, but they did a kind of two players initiated on either hero right there, and they both end up falling in the end. So well played coming out. And now the tower is going to end up falling. You see the Ranger and the Doctor, OP combination right there. It's going to be a free tower kill on top. And honestly, this is feeling a lot like the game one. Not as radical by any means, but you can just tell things are kind of slowly falling apart for Nullstone Gaming. Now, they are leading back on Beaverbanger here, playing the Dark Lady, and continue to progress that farm. It's still not the prettiest, only just over 300 gold per minute. Again, doesn't have the Ring Cleaver yet, but she's still not even that close. She needs 24 more 100 gold before that's going to be happening. And, that's a good chunk of farm that you're going to have to get while the other team's constantly being aggressive on you. So it's not an easy task.
I mean, we were talking about, like, the Pebbles is going to be there to sort of open up and create space here for Dark Lady to get the farm on and give her sort of space to farm, but both with the Portal Key on Pebbles and sort of the Parasite pick, they just really haven't had any success with it. He's going to go in mid lane.
Going to try for something here. Doctor does go down, so there you go. That's what they needed. The arrow actually misses right there, hits the creep, and Parasite takes him to the Hellcat. That's exactly what they need.
It's funny, we just talked about it.
Yep.
It happens. So yeah, good pick off, and now obviously it's going to give even more time for Dark Lady. Now she can start farming more aggressive, perhaps in the top lane, which she's going to do here. She knows Dr. Repulsor is still dead, so yeah, just exactly what they should be doing, and got to keep on doing it though, because Dark Lady, like you said before, is still quite far away from the Ring Cleaver. So.
Oh, okay, never mind. She does have the one thought, sir, so a little bit closer than I did think. So.
I mean, she still needs the stronger head though before she can team fight, so she's still quite far away.
Yeah. Well, the idea obviously that starts to snowball her a little bit more. So.
Yeah, obviously.
A little bit quicker after that, but yeah, still some good time before she's actually going to be a impact here in this game as we're getting at. Yeah, that's got to feel good for them. I mean, now the big picture, it's still 7,000 gold deficit and 3,200 experience in favor of Willowkeeper at 19 minutes in. So I think Willowkeeper's still fine after that happening, especially now he has a Hellflower on Dr. Repulsor. That, of course, the Nullstone Gaming team is very aware of for the time being. And you got Pebbles currently back to farm here in the middle lane. We'll see if he finds another opportunity maybe on this Glacius. They got the ward of sight. I don't know if they can see him necessarily just yet, but oh man, they possibly had a chance right there. But yeah, not wanting to go for it, instead going elsewhere. Bottom lane, they want to kill this Doctor, but that's a little greedy because I don't think he's going to stay around. Yeah, he's going to end up falling back, and that'll be that.
No Portal Key on Bubbles either. So
yeah, that's not going to happen. And middle lane, that'll open them up a little bit now to farm there. Is that Dr. Porting? No, it's Valkyrie actually. Valkyrie, by the way, Energizer picked up another 1,800 gold now, so she's also been or going to have her nice start here. And curious what she focuses on. Is Doctor in trouble? Oh my God, he is actually. Yeah, he's going to be caught, and once again will fall. Well, there you go. Was that a Portal Key initiation or?
No,
really
Parasite is, sorry.
Okay.
Wild Hunter.
Gotcha. Yeah, found him and sure enough got it.
Yeah, and then Pebbles just put the heal on it. They still take the 2-1 tower, which is Probably, honestly, understandable. Like, seeing as Dark Lady can't farm, and now this T1 tower's tier tower mid is gone, they can invade the jungle, and this is going to force Dark Lady out. But she has picked up a rune cleaver though, so at least decent.
I mean, yeah, has it, but can't really farm with it right now, so that's kind of that awkward spot to be in. As good job by Tree. So yeah, exactly. Losing Doctor again, that's got to feel good for Nullstone, but
They need to. Sorry, they need to farm mid and bottom because Tree look like they're going to start taking the tier 2 tower, and they don't have a strong head yet on Dark Lady, so they need to start trying to split push as much as possible because they can't defend their outer towers unless Dark Lady has a strong head. But she's going to go bottom or go for Ancients. I guess Doctor is not on the board, so or not on the map, so a little bit risky. But Doctor's top now, so they need to start pushing mid and bot. But they're going to try and defend. I don't agree with this decision though.
Parasite now he finds Glacius, but there's a lot of team support nearby. This is risky. They're going to get the Coda Glacius, but at what cost right here? Captain Champion is going to finally come out. Can he actually escape? Kelpa's going to be used as a follow-up stun from Madness. Here comes Pebbles on Madness, going to fall. Parasite goes down. Doctor jumps in, but now he's dropping. Oh my God, the Dark Place has tore through him. And now Dark, and all of a sudden Valkyrie and Drunken Master on the run. Now they're not dusted here, so they're going to be fine for the time being. It's going to wear off though in a couple seconds. And no, that's an Invisary, never mind. That's an actual Invisary.
They took so long to kill that Parasite and the Catman Champion though, and they just, as a result, they really did sacrifice their positioning when they were trying to go for it. As a result, Pebbles jumped in, got a great initiation off, and then Darkly came in and killed the Doctor Repulsor. So, I mean, again though, we talked about it in Game 2. Oh my God, Revelation Ward.
What a Rev 4. Now he's going to be picked up, but now they know where he is. There's the Taint, so he's going to go for the TP. That's not going to happen though. I cannot. Well, how did Drents know that?
I think he felt him, like in terms of the invis, like he's blocking him a little bit.
That's just good heads up, paying attention, and wow. I mean, he died, but yeah, that's well worth it.
Definitely worth it. But yeah, just going back, like, again, we were talking about in the team fights from Tree. They're just a little bit uncoordinated. Like, you can't take a team fight like that. Like, first of all, they all go on this Catman Champion that has like 1400 HP, so they sacrifice all of their positioning there. Glacius comes in, gets the Ice Imprisonment off, but then he's going to instantly get bursted down by the Pyromancer. He's only got 644 HP, and then from there they take the team fight 4v5, and then they all clump up. Pebbles gets a 3 to 4, godly initiation, and then Dox comes in with his only health flare. He's only got 1000 HP and just gets wrecked. So, although Tree should be winning these team fights because Dark Lady doesn't have a stronger head, if they approach team fights like that, then Nullstone don't need a stronger head on Dark Lady because they're winning these team fights regardless. So yeah, Tree, honestly, their team fight decisions have been bad in Game 2 and Game 3.
Well, you talk about the impact that the Pebbles would have in the portal key. You mentioned Parasite earlier on for good reason. The stashes weren't there, but how about Balthazar, though, on Dr. Repulsor? He's now died 3 times since he's gotten his Hellflower, basically. And again, it's just, I don't think it's necessarily him playing poorly. It's just he happens to be getting caught out here in a couple of spots. And they're going to try a Valkyrie Prism gank once again. I don't think they were seen this time, actually. So, Parasite. Okay, here we go again.
It should be fine.
It's like deja vu right here. There's the open, the physical damage. Israel, can he get anything else? No, he can. The pull in. And down he goes. So, well played with the Valkyrie Prism right there. And now the push into the tower.
Drunken OP counter to Parasite.
Yep, in a Wild Hunter at least, yeah.
Yeah, this is going to be a tier 2 though. Dark Lady doesn't have a strong head yet, so then they won't be able to do it. She's actually gone for the Abyssal Skull, something we didn't see the last time we saw Dark Lady. We saw the strong head straight, and this is obviously going to delay the strong head by about 2,000 gold. So, as a result, they're most likely going to lose all their tier 2s. However, they might even try and pressure high ground if she doesn't have strong head. And now that would be a very, very costly mistake if that is the case. But Tree, it doesn't look like they're going to try and pressure high ground. So. Yeah. And she's got a Mighty Blade already, so she's about 2,500 gold away, about. From
she's working towards it, and hella experience too. I was surprised to see what level she was, and she's level 15 right now. That's actually up there with Dr. Pulse. They're both level 15 at this point. Goes down for them. A pretty even chart overall, and I see maybe slight advantage for the Legion team. But yeah, you see the overall, it's very, very even, so it's not surprising, I guess. The gold has definitely gone down a little bit. It's still in favor of Tree, about a 6,500 goalie now. It used to be up in the 9,000s or so early on in this game. So that's, again, more good news for the Hellborn team. Speaking of Energizer, by the way, and Valkyrie, also Drunken Master has one. So yeah, the double Energizer strat. And again, we've talked about that before. We've seen this a couple times. In the case of split pushing and whatnot, that's good, but They made that change, not necessarily recently, but it's been for a while, where it's kind of like the Astrolabe effect, or if you use it, you cannot be affected by another one for a good amount of time there. So it's kind of one of those give and take situations. But it does give Drunken Master that phase effect himself, seeing that he went the Steam Boots here, if he needs it. So the chase on the tower at the top lane, or not really a chase, I guess, it's kind of static. They go on the tower at the top lane and take it out. Will they go to the base here? I don't think so.
Darkly doesn't have Shrunken though, so full back perhaps.
Well, another Prism here. They're hoping to bait this, but
take full back.
Yeah. You can tell. Nullstone's like, yeah, something just doesn't feel right. I don't think they really had vision of it, but they just know that it's just not 100% safe, so. They will fall back and aren't going to be fine. Puzzle Box, what level are we seeing here? Level 1 so far in Parasite. So, yeah, what you got is only 207 gold per minute. Again, really not the prettiest game, but yeah, he's got the Puzzle Box at least. And they got double portal key here.
Oh,
is that a catch? That's dead, maybe. Pyromancer. Maybe? Okay, yeah.
That's good, actually, initiation then. Sort of flew back and while getting the auto attack on just in case any initiation came up from Pebbles. So
yeah.
Good play from Balazar, and as Darklady should be doing though, she's sort of trying to split push and split farm as much as possible, trying to stay away from Tree because she needs that strong head. I think she's about 1,300 gold away now.
Top lane, they're porting in. Who's that going to be? That's going to be Magnus, actually. He's getting greedy. Still farming this top lane by himself. He actually gets away initially with the tablet, but the final auto attack to take him out. So the greed is somewhat real. Now, Nullstone, a little bit lucky at the same time that there wasn't the support. God. However, this could still backfire on the mid. Here we go. Dr. Pulsar jumps in now. Parasite is going to be caught out. He goes down. Kelfoot going to be used. Drunken Master pops the Shrunken head. Untouchable's up as well. Pebbles, he's going to be locked in the throttle. He got the slag by top of the lane. Clean up Doctor, actually, as well as Glacius. Dark Blades are in. And now Valkyrie needs to turn around. She's got a Nullfire Blade. Didn't necessarily purge it off right there, but, or maybe she did actually, but she has another charge here coming up. So Dark Lady's actually going back in. Yeah, Valkyrie wants this kill, hits the arrow. Here comes Drunken Master in the face. Dark Lady's going to end up falling. Well played there by Willowkeeper. And now Bubble's in trouble too. He may go down, take cover. The Blazing Strike to finish off Drunken Master. But now it's Valkyrie versus a level 11 Pyromancer here who just used Blazing Strike. There's a no-foul purge. And maybe Dragonfire stun. No, he doesn't have it. The call of Valkyrie out of range. He actually lives.
That Nullfire Blade, jeez, man. Like, he wasn't going to hit that arrow unless he slowed down Darklady with the Nullfire. He threw the arrow out and then slowed it down so she couldn't move and dodge the arrow. But yeah, again, though, fighting without the strong head Darklady, obviously always a risk in that respect. But wasn't the biggest to do, though, because obviously she came in very, very late to the team fight, so all the spells were already used on like Pebbles and Bubbles, so she could come in late because she wasn't really in a threat, or she instantly killed Dr. Repulsor. And again, though, man, we're seeing the really a massive counter like Darklady going against Dr. Repulsor. Like, he's only got 1,000 HP and just getting wrecked in these team fights if Darklady can really get on top of him. And as a result, Dr. Repulsor's got to go for the early Shrunken Head, so he's going to have a little bit of mana issues, honestly, in these team fights if he's not careful.
Yeah, that was a really interesting fight, the way it just ultimately kind of played out there. I mean, initially, the fact that they killed Magnus, again, the support wasn't there, and so like I was saying, that's kind of good for them that, you know, because they were going into that blind somewhat. You'd figure that maybe it would have been a bait, but it ended up not being initially. However, they gave them enough time to then come in and eventually start that whole, you know, back and forth there. So you talk about the Shrunken Heads, though, coming up, sure enough. You got both Doctor and Darklady just about there. So are going to pretty much have a similar timing in that sense coming out. And, you know, we'll see whose favor that ultimately works out for as far as when they clash here. There we go. There's the Shrunken actually finished in full. On to Dr. Repulsor. Level 2 Nullfire Blade purchased by Valkyrie in the meantime. You know, it's always good just to upgrade that. Gives you some nice bonus stats, more damage, as well as the unlimited charges now, of course.
Darklady.
Which is always good. Where is Darklady?
Aggressive down here. They're doing a 3-4-man gank, actually.
Jeez, my buns are going crazy.
Dr. Repulsor says, come on, man, that's sixth sense right there.
Yeah.
Backs up from the wave. Like, there's no ward vision. Like, obviously, he can't see anyone because no one's farming lanes, but still, though, that's just good play count from Battlestar. Just expects the gank.
Yeah, they're just not on the map or anything, yeah.
Yeah. But, like, he didn't spot him out with a ward, so pretty good play from them. But Darklady, she just needs a stronger head, though. Like, she's been running around. I think she got 80 gold left, so this age should be enough for a stronger head, right? Yep. Yeah, so that's fine then. So they're good. So they can take team fights now. obviously, if she does get initiated on, which would be the worst thing to happen, if she gets like done by a Hellflower from Dr. Boss, she will die instantly. So she has to like wait like 2 or 3 seconds before the team fight starts just to go in and make sure she doesn't get picked off. Because if she does, then the team fight from Nullstone is just completely ended. Ooh.
5-second arrow to follow up, and now Magnus, the response is real. Magnus goes down, Parasite with that crazy face hug, locked down on Doctor. No, he missed the stun, and now Doctor's going to be fine. He actually still has a Shrunken Head Blazing Strike used on him, as Dark Lady, is trying to run away now. So, yeah, she needs to play very safe as she is low on life. Dr. Pulsar got low as well. They actually clean up on Drunken, as Doctor actually gets a buyback. There had to be. Yeah, Bubbles did buy back right there, and perhaps really caught the Tree off guard as far as how much they were committing. So that was actually another kind of interesting fight. It's hard to follow ultimately what happened, but Doctor does get away with a little life on him. He actually was waiting to use the Shrunken Head for quite a bit. I noticed that.
Oh my
God.
God.
He comes right back into the fight now. He is low on mana right here. Hellflower's applied. He wants the kill, but he's not going to be able to chase in the background. What was that? Yeah, they got the kill on a Valkyrie, it looks like. So that's what Doctor was hoping for, that Valkyrie would assist, I'm sure. But little did he know that she was being picked off. So another big kill for Nullstone, and hey, now Dark Lily, she's working on her more damage focus now. And that's never a good thing.
That team fight was actually really good for Nullstone Gaming. Like Dark Lady has again waited for the team fight for a couple of seconds and then went in and popped Shrunken Head. And Tree were honestly a little bit slow to sort of try and address the Dark Lady. They had the Drunken Master, but only near the back end of the team fight did they start focusing him. And by that time, the damage was done. They had a DD on Pebbles as well, doing so much damage. So yeah, they obviously bursted down. I think a quick pick on Parasite or Paramount, I can't remember who, but it doesn't matter. Those two heroes aren't really impactful. It's the Dark Lady and Pebbles doing so much heavy lifting in these team fights, and if they're not addressing them early on the team fights, they're going to end up getting wrecked, honestly, Breaky. So,
well, I was also not a huge fan of Parasite using the face hug on Magnus, especially like he basically used it as he was in dying animation. So
yeah,
that did, in a sense, nothing. When I really think, especially without the Nullstone, you should be probably trying to prioritize that on the Dr. Pulsar. Get him to pop that Shrunken Head, if anything, right off the bat. But choosing to use it to help finish off Magnus, so we'll see. As far as that decision making comes in the future, but there's the Firebrand purchased on Dark Lady and continues to be on top. Again, the Valkyrie Prism, man. I gotta love that. Now, this one was seen, so this is not going to be so secret here. As I say that, they're going to run right into Dark Lady.
Real?
How did they not see this? I mean, this Ward of Sight saw it, right? There's no way it didn't.
I'm pretty sure it saw it, man.
She literally ran right in the direction that they were going in with the Prism.
To be honest, that's on the support's job. Like I said before, like when you're playing carry, there's so much things you got to think about. Like support's job is sort of to call out any enemy rotations, and I guess if they didn't see it, then I guess it's a little bit on Drent, and as a result, they're going to most likely take Conga. Though Dark Blade does not have a buyback. Tree obviously don't know this, so they're going to make the safe play.
This is huge. Like, this is why we're seeing a Conga kill here. It's just all escalate. That's what can happen. If you just, for whatever, again, if we were to go back to the replay there, watching their perspective, I'm 95% sure that they saw something there. It's just a matter of not calling it out, or somebody just not, making a point of it, or Beaverbank, I guess, just not getting that information, whatever. But anyways, Token Alive picked up by Dr. Pulsar right here, and going to pour back to base. But I was going to say, going into that, I love seeing the great use of the Valkyrie Prism. It really shows you the power. I mean, it's such a strong tool, and I know when we saw Valkyrie in the past, we constantly saw it used very defensively. We made the comments a lot of like, oh, it'd be cool to start using the scene offensively, and every now and then it would be, and it'd be fun, but for the most part, it seems like it was just trying to save a teammate or whatever.
They love the Valk. Yeah, they love their Valk, don't they, Treeman?
Yeah.
That's what smoke can be, boys, when it comes out. But,
right.
In the meantime, only Valk is the only one that can do it. But yeah, it's
well, Revenant
it's great.
To be fair.
I guess Revenant as well, but it doesn't have the same feel to it though. Like AoE, it's pretty cool. But yeah, just great pick of it. And Tree's honestly one of the teams that really do utilize Valkyrie to its fullest extent. Like the reason why we don't see like Valkyrie too much, is obviously, that some people think that she needs a little bit of a buff before she can be used competitively. But when you utilize the hero to its maximum potential in terms of every single spell, every single sort of feature of the hero, then it can work in the competitive scene, and that's what we're seeing here. I mean, that's 3 out of 3 Valkyrie prisons being used for a gank that have been very, very important. Token now on Doctor Repulsor, and yeah, I mean, I don't know how they're going to be able to kill him twice on this, because Darkly's going to go in, like, obviously pop the Shrunken Head and then use Dark Blade, and that's going to be one, Doctor Repulsor dead, but once he comes back up, obviously the Dark Lady Shrunken Head will most likely be wearing off, and by that time she can get turned on quite easily. So unless she has a buyback, it might be in a little bit of a dangerous situation if Tree do decide to go high ground breaking.
Yeah, again, it really is amazing how so much can snowball off just because of not really paying full attention to the map right there, but at the same time, well played by Willowkeeper again, being active with that Valkyrie Prism, even if they were seen or not, they're being active with it, and that ultimately gets them a huge, huge kill, and it's got them several kills throughout this game. So yeah, the token on Doctor, he's got 3,200 gold saved up, as you're talking about. I mean, he's got good options here to follow up, something like the Sheepstick even. At this point, we'll see where he goes. He got 2,800 gold on Valkyrie, 3,100. Yeah, just so much being saved up across the board here on this Legion side. The Hellborn side, I mean, there's a little bit of gold, 2,000 on Bubbles currently. It's not the most impactful, but we'll see what that turns into. Dark Lady, I'm pretty sure, yeah, that's all she has right now. She only has 220 gold saved up, but with that death, of course, kind of slowing things down too. So finish the Firebrand. Still need some time before that's going to progress into, well, I don't know. We'll see what that turns into. Maybe the Frostburn, maybe the Geometer's Bane here. See what she prefers, but yeah, Drunken Master I think is a really scary thing because that's what you're stressing when they pick that up, especially now with the Valkyrie on top of that. I mean, sure, Doctor's a lot of that magic threat, but as the game translates, even if he's having a good time, you got the Doctor, or excuse me, the Drunken and the Valkyrie both providing now a lot of auto attack threat even themselves, and that's just going to be that kind of mix there. So, again, the winner of this, guys, will play Sync Esports. Sync is waiting by, I'm sure, patiently, maybe impatiently, but they are waiting by, and they'll be playing. It'll be a best out of 5 with Sync up, 1-0 in the grand finals here for Cycle 5, as it always is. So we still got a lot of Han coming at you here. Very likely, at least, a lot of Han.
Woo!
I know, right? That's a good thing. Again, we're going to be on a somewhat longer break after this cycle, too, so even more reason to really take it in and enjoy it. What did I just notice? Something... Okay, well, Blessed Orb on Bubbles, nothing too crazy there. I thought it was something else.
Firebrand Dark Lady, I believe.
No, she got... Wasn't a Courier? Huh? Maybe. Maybe I'm just seeing things. Never. Oh, Soul's Bulwark, I guess, on Dragon. Yeah, I think it just got that.
Alright.
That is good, too. Haven't made much mention of DM. Second lowest win rate, yeah. Raviter's down there as well. I guess Bloodhunter technically is down there on top of that, too. Well, there you go. Yeah, when he gets some good farm, so I mean that's that kind of his telling though. He's one of these heroes that some heroes they don't get the best farm like a Bubbles or something. It's like okay, you still have a good chance of win percentage with that, but Drunken, you need at least pretty solid farm on him if you expect to win games. And he's gotten that here, just about at least 240 gold per minute. I think that's pretty good farm, it's safe to say.
Picked up the Energizer as well, actually. Something that don't see a lot of Drunkens do it, but normally if you don't go phase boots, then you have to go steam boot. Sorry, if you don't go phase boots and you go steam boots, you have to pick up the Energizer. Otherwise, you're just simply not quick enough.
Well, we were talking about that, yeah, with the double Energizer, though. So it's like, it's one of those cases, it kind of makes sense for him individually, but as a team, having the 2 Energizers is a little silly, but
but sometimes, like, if he doesn't, although in theory, obviously, like, the Energizer is going to be popped onto like all the 5 heroes, but if he doesn't go onto him, then he's going to be in a lot of a bad situation because he'll have no way of really chasing people because he's so slow. Like only 360 movement speed is just like so plain. So yeah.
Doctor, is he? Oh yeah, he finds Pebbles. He had a region rune too, but
Magnus
I think it was just top lane. Magnus goes out of Darkland. Look at Doctor. He's got the region up still. He wants to go top. No, now he's going middle. Look, he's all over the place. What am I just need to press B. What am I doing? I keep trying to follow him. And there we go. Now he's stopping. And now he's Valkyrie Prism Invis. If I was Darkly, I'd be worried, man. Okay, now it's going to wear off right there. Never mind. Yeah, she ports back, so going to be fine. Oof, that was... Doctor had a chance, I thought, to try to... But that was also a good job by Nullstone realizing what was happening. And they fall back. That time, I think they did see the Valkyrie Prism also coming out. Purchase. They just saw Frostfield Plate on Doctor, by the way. So choosing not to go with another crack
It's-
soul, the Frostfield's...
It's more of a defensive item, and in this case, I don't like. It's a great item on Doctor Repulsor, but I think you should have got it after the Sheepstick, because like if he picks up a Sheepstick here, he can just like fly in and then Sheepstick onto Dark Lady, and then Hellflare someone else. But with the Shivers, or with the Frostwolf plate, it's going to be like a little bit of more defensive item. Obviously great against Dark Lady because obviously increases his armor, but yeah, I think the extra lockdown, particularly on the Dark Lady or the Pebbles, is just going to be so useful and so valuable because that's all the team fight for Nullstone Gaming. And the only thing that's really going to reduce the, or only thing that's going to be useful in terms of the Frost play is obviously against the Dark Lady. So I think the Shapesy would have been a little bit more better, but still a great arm on Dr. Repulsor. So.
Yeah, I've always been a fan of Frost Shield plate in general, and I think for the longest time it kind of was underrated. It has gone through some changes that have made it a little more appealing, including that I think the just aura effect in general, but. Or more so the attack speed, that's right, that's what they changed.
But,
it was made it more of a...
I mean, with Sheepstick, he can kill Dark Lady from full to nothing. Like, with the Frostwall player, it's going to be useful whilst he's still alive. But if you can kill Dark Lady, obviously it's a lot more important.
If they didn't have this kind of backup carry, in a sense, then I think I would 100% agree with you. But that's one in the back of my mind is like, well, they got a Drunk in, they got Valkyrie, a lot of damage. And hell, look at that there. Geometer's being purchased by Valkyrie. You're going to have a demonic breastplate, Drunken Master here. So, yeah, and just having the extra armor for himself, and in a sense, nerfing Dark Lady too. Sure, it's not a Sheepstick nerf, but it's you know, the attack speed and everything else nerf. So, yeah, it's one of. I mean, either way, of course, it's not it's not like that one. It's just absolutely.
As long as this crazy intelligence is perfect for Doctor. But
there you go.
Yeah.
That's good. Both of them do provide the Acolyte staff, so. And that helps a lot, of course. Valkyrie Prism, no, he's kind of just doing the cancel animation here. Trying to wait for a good time to do so, and, well, there you go. There's apparently a good time. I watched the mini-map when that happens, and I immediately see Nullstone kind of fall back right there. Yeah, I think they figured something bubbles. He's not out of range, though. He gets caught. Now, I have no clue what that was about, because he literally walked from the middle right here against this wall. Like, there was literally no logic for that.
And he has a pool key as well. Like,
these Valkyrie Prisms, man, it's like it's throwing them off somehow.
People just go, like, full retard.
I didn't want to say it, but, yeah, it seems a little silly sometimes. Well, then, he does have a buyback. That would be his final one, but, of course, not really necessary right now. Top lane, Pebbles might be in some trouble here. Glacius and Valkyrie, if he can land an arrow. No, he almost walked into it.
Jeez. I thought he was going to run into it.
Yeah, that was like the 360 right there. He's like, he wanted to jig it. Now he's going in, actually. He gets a free kill on a Glacius. And that's worth it right there. So well played by Pebbles in the end.
But yeah, Tree obviously they didn't push even though they had the token, and I think they're just a little bit scared, honestly, to push up high ground when obviously they have they're going to be most likely going against the cover of darkness, which is going to be such a pain, obviously. And your team coordination has to be so on point, honestly, sort of to see or to sort of feel or sort of show or sort of tell each other, you know, where everyone is and where's their positioning, because obviously you have unlinked vision, so that's a real bugger in terms of pushing up high ground against that, honestly. So instead of just trying to restrict the farm, which they were doing, honestly, until that kill. So, but now Nullstone got to sort of push back, take this tier 1 tower. Oh my god, it's still up, Jesus.
Yeah, I know, right? It's, I'm looking at the map overall. Yeah, this tier 1 mid is the only tier 1
my
up
god,
currently. The vulnerability, and they're going to like try to defend. Nice shrunken head though from Dark Hitty here with the response on in time. In comes the cover of darkness though, and you can tell. Look at that, Glacius gets picked off right away. Drunken Master going in. Here we go. Dustin's popped a big eruption in the background. What an eruption coming out from Root of Z right there. Is that ultimately going to do it? It looks like it. Pebbles also goes down. Quad kill for the team, a hat trick for Boxy, and a 4-for-1 exchange, and all they lost was the Glacius. If it wasn't for that eruption, man, that could have been completely different.
The eruption was massive, but I mean, Dark Lady just got kited when she popped up the Shrunken Head, and this is what the problem is. Like when she pops the Shrunken Head, she needs something to sort of hit, because otherwise, you know, the Shrunken Head is just going to get baited, and she's going to get kited, and then when it's off, obviously the burst damage from the eruption, so obviously the Doctor Repulsor magic damage is just too much. She just gets exploded on. She has to buy back here, and I'm surprised Tree don't even go further. There's still 5v3, but deciding against it, just going to sort of farm across the map and try and restrict and sort of put a noose around Nullstone's neck. But yeah, the Shrunken Head it was kited for like 4 or 5 seconds when she was running after the Glacius. Obviously, she did kill the Glacius, but that's 5 seconds of Shrunken Head wasted, and once it was off, Tree just counteracted and just absolutely obliterated her.
Jeez, that just turned so quickly in the blink of an eye as soon as that Magnus came in once again. So, Yeah, huge fight indeed, and Darkly not being able to do her thing ultimately it hurt them for sure. And now you got the lead is growing here. The lead is growing for Willowkeeper. 12,000 gold lead, 14,000 experience lead now in their favor. And so more bigger, better items coming out. You know, we talked about the Frostfield compared to a Sheepstick and whatnot, but nonetheless, at this point, I'm sure a Sheepstick could very likely follow this Frostfield plate now. So why not have both at this time? Still a little bit off, of course, but definitely getting there. Again, Valkyrie, too. Her right click is getting really scary. Null Fireblade level 2 on top of the Geometer Span. You could expect more right-click threat herself, I'm sure, coming up in the near future. Something like a Wingbow even wouldn't be out of the question. We'll see what she deems necessary here. And even Magnus, look at that, 3,500 gold. Speaking of the big plays he just made. Yeah, it could very likely be, yeah, there's the Blessed Arrow. I was going to say very likely Shrunken or Sheepstick himself. And looks like the direction he's going in. So bigger and better items definitely continuing to come out. I assume it's been a level 3 puzzle box by now, right? Yes, of course it is. First side on the other side of the board. And so Dark Lady, she's kind of been sitting in this this area of the items that she has currently now. Frostburn. Again, you look at her inventory, yes, being a Dark Lady, it's pretty scary still, but it's not anything threatening over the top like why even bother, let's just CC by any means. So they're and I don't see that happening here shortly either. I mean, again, only 1,000 gold currently saved up. Her farm as a whole, 435 gold per minute. Again, nothing crazy. So really, Willowkeeper has a good pace of game going for them right now. At this time.
I mean, Darkblade does so much damage, but she can only dish out that damage if she gets the lockdown from Pebbles and Bubbles, and then obviously in the last team fight she didn't have it and she got obliterated. Oh, it's going to be dangerous.
Yeah, this is interesting. Dark Lady going, they have no clue she's here. Now, here we go. Pebble's going to jump on it. Dr. Pulsero. The Dark Blades come out. Can they lock him down? Talbot comes out. He's able to get the Shrunken Head off, and he's going to start fighting around now. Dark Lady, the kite is real once again. She's trying to run away. Drunken Master following up. The follow-up from Doctor as well. Doctor, no. The kite's real once again. Doctor, the Chuck gets the go. Denies him as well. Unbelievable. Denies Parmanson to pick up the kill. Valkyrie leaps away. Magnus gets away as well after line stunning right there. But Drunken Master is left to feed the wolves, and that he will. That was fun. 3 for 1 in favor of Nullstone. This is going to be one of those games, man, just back and forth. You can tell with that fight right there.
If they don't kill Dark Lady, man, the team fight is not going to be 1 for 3. And obviously, Nullstone got the jump on them, and actually a great initiation straight onto Dr. Repulsor. And they didn't kill him, but even if you don't kill Dr. Repulsor, like, you put him in such a sort of dangerous position that he can't play aggressive, particularly onto your Dark Lady. And because if he does, then he's going to get bursted down himself. So even though obviously they didn't instantly kill him, it was still just a great initiation from Pebbles. And as a result, Nullstone really did start taking the lead there. And it all came from that one Invis room, man. So even in the late stages of the game, root control is just so important. And now they're going to get a token on Dark Lady. So yeah, the next team fight is going to be so much easier because they don't have to worry whether the Shrunken Head of Dark Lady is being used or not, or utilised. So yeah, just great play coming from Nullstone Gaming, and yeah, Tree were very, very far ahead, but doesn't matter too much now, Breaky.
Yeah, I also love the kite there from Dark Lady. I mean, I know we're talking about the kite is real and how she gets kited, especially when she pops that Shrunken Head, but she was the one doing the kiting herself right there. You could tell, Tree, the 100% their focus target is that Dark Lady, and they were reaching, as it should be, but they were reaching, and the support was kicking in for Nullstone Gaming as well. It's just getting good play by Beavermaker, not getting the mindset of like, oh, well, I'm the carry, I need to go back in and do some damage. No, just run away, and that worked out plentiful, so. Did she have a Cover of Darkness? I don't even know if she... No, I think she might have.
Yeah, she did.
It's just coming off cooldown. Okay. Yeah, I think she did.
And man, that is so frustrating. That honestly, like we sort of mentioned it a little bit, but you just simply can't sort of experience it or really sort of try and talk about it. But it's so impactful because like Tree, you have that slight doubt whether you're going to be like, oh, guys, get back, because you can't see the vision. And if you get that kind of misunderstanding or miscoordination, it can have a big impact on team fights. But something we can't really talk about, I guess, because you can't really experience it. But yeah, just very, very annoying.
There actually was. Where's that? I want to give him a shout out. I don't know his name off the top of my head, but there's some guy that actually does like alternate effects for abilities and staff and the masters and stuff, and he posts videos on them all the time. Shout out to that guy, whoever you are. I'm sure people in chat will even bring it up. But it is cool, seeing a lot of those. And one of the ones that really stood out to me, he actually did one for Dark Lady for her ultimate. I forget exactly what it was, but it made it very clear to see, you know, who was affected by it, and as a spectator especially, that would have been awesome. So, you know, things like that, and we'll see if I wouldn't be surprised if several of his things have actually kind of been implemented in the sense.
I've seen the Deadwood one when it goes like AoE. That's pretty sick.
Oh yeah.
It's like bricks.
Crazy. What do I see here? I see an Ice Brand on Valkyrie. That's what I see. Is that going to be a full Frost of Skull here? Yes, it is. God, his farm must be up there. Yeah, 400 gold per minute. A full Frost of Skull Geometer's being on Boxy here.
I mean, I have to admit, like we mentioned it a little before, but I really do like this draft coming out from Tree because obviously they've lessened the sort of all-in magic damage, and at the same time they've got that physical presence. But yeah, also these heroes still can be involved early on, like the Valkyrie. The arrow is so big, obviously the Valkyrie Prism, and even the Drunken Master is very, very impactful early on because of how strong the stagger is in early levels. So yeah, I do like the slight change of draft from Tree, but it does seem to be working. Obviously, they are quite far ahead in terms of golden experience. In a decent position in this game as well. So just it's a nice sort of fresh change normally from seeing Tree going all in terms of like the Geomancer, the Magnus, like all these very magical heavy sort of heroes.
Yeah. I will say the longer this game goes on, not only do you can argue that the Legion team, I mean, both teams definitely have some great late game presence.
No, Legion do have it.
You think overall, but I mean, I've just seen also the item pickups now coming because you already have the Sheepstick on Magnus. Now, Bubbles did just finish his own, to be fair, so that is good news there. But
I mean, yeah, obviously the late game presence is still there for Tree, but Nullstone could easily still win this even in the late game, depending on how good is their execution. Can they kill Darkblade? Can they kill like Doctor Pulse before he gets anything off? Like, and if the lockdown is good enough from Bubbles and Pebbles, they can easily do it. Like Darkblade can dish out the damage. The one thing she can't really do is obviously the lockdown, and that's really reliant on Bubbles and Pebbles. Like we always see like these crazy hard carries getting like 700 GPM and they like wreck team fights, but it's only possible if their teammates are already there to sort of support them in terms of the lockdown, because carries, they don't really offer the lockdown themselves. They offer the damage, but they don't offer the lockdown breaky. So it is going to be reliant on obviously the Bubbles in terms of the Sheepstick, and obviously a good initiation from Pebbles. So if they can do that, then they can easily out carry here from Legion.
Yeah. Making their way to the bottom lane. You got kind of a rotation from either side coming out right here. You see the top's being controlled by Willowkeeper right now, and the bottom being somewhat controlled by Nullstone Gaming. So they get the tower kill. That's the oh god, both still middle and top secondaries are up even for Willowkeeper right here. So again, that's one of those good and bads. I mean, that means Nullstone actually has a couple of these outer towers still to take down to kind of make up some of that gold gap here at this point. So we'll see when that eventually comes around, which I'm sure it will. But yeah, it's the way this last like 20 minutes especially has been, 15-20 minutes. You can just really tell we're in for quite the finish here. And you know, something I mentioned just last game as Nullstone, they're a fan of the longer games. It seems like. And Kutz's kind of been pointing out some stats for that, where we even saw yesterday against Rexars. I mean, over hour-long games, they're actually undefeated still. I think it's like 5-0 now, if not 6-0. So. They don't mind taking it to the long game.
That is with Oogie though, Breaky.
I mean, every game wasn't with Oogie, but maybe a couple of them at least for sure. Look at that Wingbow coming out. Yeah, no Savage. I mean, unless Valkyrie gets it here.
Decent, I guess. Not amazing because obviously Dr. Repulsor has the Sheepstick, almost likely going to have the Sheepstick, and obviously Dr. Repulsor isn't too heavy, reliant on like physical damage, but obviously the Drunken and Valkyrie are starting to hit hard, so it's decent. It's not great.
It's one of those things.
Good.
So like,
it's
what
good.
Would you get instead, though? I mean,
No, it's the best item he could go for. I'm just saying it's not like some items are like, oh my god, this is perfect here. Like it's not one of those cases, but it's the best item he could have gone for without a doubt.
Fair enough.
Like if for example, say if Doctor Repulsor was like Moon Queen or something like some really right-clicking hard carry kind of thing, then obviously it would be perfect. But even in this case, it's still very good because of Drunken and Valkyrie, for example. It's just not like perfect in terms of synergy, depending on the enemy teams. But yeah, it's still good, great item. I'd really like to see, obviously, the Abyss of Skull being changed up. Maybe I mean, Parasite should pick it up, honestly. I mean, Parasite can go Abyss of Skull like normally. It's like quite a common pickup. But Darkblade needs to sort of carry Rift Shards, I think, because he needs the damage. Like he's going against 3 carries. He needs to go all in damage. Go for the YOLO plays. Even Doombringer wouldn't be out of the question. I know it sounds pretty troll, but it'd be useful.
Yeah, that would be fun, and hey, with the way this game's going, I wouldn't be surprised if that ends up coming to that. But you see the top lane right there, you saw Tree trying to respond. I'm pretty sure they were TPing, though, in front of Vision, which ultimately gave Nullstone the idea, well, let's fall back before we get caught here. So that they do, and instead they'll continue to push out lane. So Congur, obviously not up currently. I guarantee you, though, once he does come up, that's going to be a lot of action around him. And speaking of action, Parasite runs into Valkyrie. They do their thing, and then Valkyrie leaps away, and that'll be that apparently. So good getaway from a Valkyrie right there. But you see the counter warding coming out using those level 3 puzzle box minions. There's that lane ward down here. I don't think he's going to end up getting, but it is about to wear off, so not really a big deal necessarily. But more gold being pulled up on either side once again. The big one here, 4,000 gold on both Doctor and Valkyrie, really. At least just about there. Doctor has enough for the sheepstick at this point. But it's, again, it comes down to just also wanting that buyback here. And as far as Valkyrie's concerned, I don't know. Again, maybe since he sees that wing bow, if anything, might go for the Savage Mace because of that. Maybe that was the intention all along, too, but...
No, I mean, Sheepstick is still quite a good counter for Wingbow, though, because obviously it stops the evasion in the Sheepstick sort of phase, so...
but yeah, if you're Valkyrie, I would think just still get in the
Oh,
Savage
sorry, I
area.
thought you were talking about Doctor, I apologise.
No,
yeah, Savage Mace
Doctor,
is fine.
no, but yeah, Valkyrie.
I mean, Doctor Boss could pick one up as well. No, yeah, Savage is fine,
before,
though. Yeah, I think Valkyrie Savage is definitely the way to go, though. This is great.
Top lane again, I've seen this before. Again, the ward's going up and controlling the top area up here. So Nullstone gonna kind of let them in a sense.
Treat, like, even though like they haven't really been having the team fight advantages because obviously Token was picked up from Dark Lady. Like, they really have been doing a great job of sort of resource control in terms of making sure they farm the enemy jungle and really sort of restricting the farm of Nullstone, because, like, I mean, the last like 3-4 minutes they've increased their golden experience by about 2,000, and yeah, I mean, Nullstone have just been sort of restricted to their base, honestly. So. And it's because obviously this Doctor Repulse, honestly, like, they're so scared of sort of going out of the lanes because the gank potential is just so evident there with like a late game Doctor Repulse, so they're sort of too scared to sort of poke out of the base. But Tree are happy with this. Obviously, they've got the superior late game, and they're out farming Nullstone. So yeah, I think honestly some kind of switch up here for Nullstone is definitely needed, because they can't just AFK in their base because they're just going to get out farmed otherwise.
It's like again this. Same thing of staying up top here, but I think Kagura is going to be resurrecting soon here. You can tell with the movement in Nullstone, perhaps. Or more so just getting farm where they can, of course. But
I mean, Tree could just rush the Rex, though. If Nullstone go all in on the Conqueror, Tree could just go trade for a Rex, and that's honestly probably more preferable, because they are really scared to obviously break up high base or high ground, because they're going against the cover of darkness from Dark Lady. If they can break the base, then they obviously increase their map control even more. And Nullstone Gaming, they haven't really been able to leave their base, so Tree aren't really too scared of leaving or giving a token to Dark Lady, because they won't be able to really push into to their own base either, because they haven't left their base. So, yeah, I think Drax would definitely be more important here, for Tree, that is.
God, I felt like that was a time right there. I mean, Dark Lady was kind of pushed out a little bit, farming that creep, but you could tell Tree was almost ready to go in, but just somebody made the call not to, and so no fight yet taking place here. That's what could be an epic clash. I mean, you look at the buyback situation, Nullstone, though, definitely behind, really. You got Dark Lady Bubbles and Pebbles all using one of their buybacks already. So,
and also, like, the reason why Tree are doing such a great job in keeping them in the base is that they've actually restricted the vision here from Nullstone completely. They've completely warded over this jungle. In the help on jungle, they've obviously got good wards here from Tree, but like, look at the vision of Nullstone. They have no vision over their jungle because Tree have just completely invaded it, and the only vision they have is where they've got lane creeps practically. They got lane creeps in this middle lane here, so they're spotting it out there, and this sort of very defensive ward in the mid lane as well. So Nullstone, they're just so afraid to do anything because they don't have any good wards, and it's obviously the great play from Tree, really restricting them any kind of map control. So
there we go. Conqueror is up, and as you're stating, though, so we'll see what kind of decision Tree perhaps makes here as far as responding to this. Will they actually try to go for a jump and make a fight happen, or will they counter push?
Tree don't know when they're doing Congo, though. That's the one issue.
Got vision, yeah.
I think if they had vision, they would just sit in the top lane. Once Nullstone go in, they'd go, "Oh, Valkyrie, you're playing so risky."
That's so close.
Yeah, I think if Tree had vision, they'd easily just be like, "Look, guys, when they push into Congo, we'll go top racks," because I think it is the superior position. They don't really need this token, honestly, because even with it, I don't know if they could even break high ground, because obviously the cover of darkness. So
yeah,
racks is preferable.
Just playing as the fighting game scene would use the footsies game here between these two teams, going at it as just really keeping check with one another. You got Drunken up there, but here goes Dark Lady.
Valkyrie just arrowed
really
10
quickly.
seconds ago. They could do it. I don't think Tree don't even know. But
yeah,
Nullstone don't know that though.
Nullstone wants to, but it's like, again, they're not 100% sure where they are, so it's
Nullstone don't
risky.
know that Tree don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
All these mind games, man.
It's the mind games kicking in. You got Valkyrie here. That is an illusion, and I don't even know if they notice it yet. Okay, yeah, there you go. It's going to despawn, and now they definitely know, of course. So,
Man, I mean, honestly, in games like this, like wards and sort of map control is just so important because, like, now obviously Tree have rotated bottom. I'd love to see Trent's rotate to his jungle. They don't even have a bound eye, but they need to sort of wipe this jungle of complete wards from Tree because they've got too much map control. Obviously, wipe Conga as well because vision in the late stages of the game can honestly make or break sort of team decisions. So, as I said, it's going to spot this ward out from Conga. So again, Tree don't have any vision of Conga now. They've got to scout out with arrows or illusions, for example, and it's just not the best way to sort of scout out Conga. So, Nullstone, yeah, they're going to go into Conga as well, and Tree have no idea.
There we go. There's the Conga attempt. Where's Valkyrie? She's nearby. Here comes the arrow, and sure enough, gonna hit it. At least we'll. Oh, never mind.
Even that isn't really reliable vision because they have to initiate dark, and that's just very, very risky. And I think Nullstone realized that, hey guys, they don't even have vision, so, and we do, we've got a nice vision here on the high ground, we can initiate if they come close, and Dark Lady's killing it very, very quickly, and if Tree give this up without any kind of trade for the top racks, this would be a massive deal for Nullstone, but again, they're so tense though, man, they obviously, but they don't want to go too much into it, but I think Dark Lady can just solo this. If they jump in, then obviously they've got Nullstone to back them up, but alas.
They maybe a strat pos coming out here because there's some things to talk about here, and it's just so it's us. We know that they can do it pretty comfortably here, but it's understandable that they're just so tense. I mean, this being the third and final game, the winner moves on to face eighth, the loser's done here in third, and it's a good amount of money on the line and everything. So it's understandable that they want to be absolutely certain of the decisions they're making here, because if they do commit to it and say Tree does push that top lane, then that could mean losing your racks for a token of life, and that's not worth it, as we talked about. So, Riftshard's level 1 on Drunken Master currently, by the way, and obviously he has a Savage on Valkyrie, and the Sheepstick was picked up on Doctor, so all those bigger and better items continue to come in here. 5,000 gold on Dark Lady.
She needs a buyback, but someone else needs to take Abyssal as well. Unless she wants to go post-haste first, which is probably preferable, actually.
Yeah.
At the same time, she can't really split push lanes because Doctor's in the game, so a bit risky in that respect. Bound Eye, though, on Bubbles, though, and, like, if they just use Bound Eye all around this Congo pit, then they should know then Tree don't have any kind of vision. And even if they, can spot out any Congo rotations with, like, the arrow from Valkyrie, as long as they don't get hit by it, I don't think Tree are really wanting to sort of initiate blindly, because it can just be disaster in terms of team fights.
Now, how, by the way, this is kind of being brought up. I'm honestly not 100% sure myself. It's one of these things that you would think, after all this time but does Sheepstick actually stop the wingbow evasion?
Yep.
Because it does perplex, so I do see why I would think that you are right, yeah.
Yeah, it's perplex, man. Perplex stops items, and obviously wingbow is an item, so it stops the evasion.
Yeah, I don't see why it wouldn't then, so yeah, we'll go ahead and say that it absolutely does.
But now you say that, I'm like 99%
But now it's like one of those things like, goddamn, now the troll.
Why did you say that, Frank?
Well, again, I mean, it's being brought up in chat, and I honestly wasn't 100% sure myself. So.
I'm gonna say 100%, and just if it fails, then I look like a retard. I'm sure it does, man. It does.
Logic says it should because of the text, so that's where I think you're safe, if anything. But if it doesn't, then.
Think about it though. When have you ever seen like sheepsticks being used on someone who has a wingbow and then you see misses? Like it just doesn't happen. So
no, again, I am fairly confident that you're right.
I'm certain.
I really am.
I'm gonna say 90.
Hey, let's pause here. Maybe just go to practice game real quickly. Try it out for sure.
No. But yeah, it does though. So
anyhow. More pauses coming out, and again, especially in a situation like this when a pause happens and no one says anything in chat, that it's like, pretty sure this is a strat pause. But
tense, man. £2,000 or $2,000. Excuse me.
Say no pounds in here. This is U.S. American currency.
English sterling pounds.
No, not that. That's some dollar bills.
Dollar bills.
About damn time.
All right, here we go. So again, Kongor is just above half-life currently. You see Dark Lady going to heal up / farm a little bit of the Ancients. So, but Dark Lady, yeah, she's going to, I was going to say, you really continue to feel this out. They're going to go back in. You got Power Mancer even assisting a little bit.
She heals it so quickly.
Yeah. This goal just makes it pretty easy right here to be able to do. So
look, this is going to be dumb. No vision.
So close, man. The arrow
What
from
happens?
Valkyrie, maybe. There we go.
Don't get hit, but don't get hit.
No, she doesn't get hit. They know
Yeah.
it's slow, though. They know it's slow. They're going to commit.
Oh,
Here we
right.
go. The Sugar Head Doctor, can he seal it? No, it cannot. Dark gets in. The Sheep comes out, and Doctor and Pulse are going to fall right off the bat. Meanwhile, Trigger Match in the background. No kills yet for the Legion team. Dark he's directed through. Valkyrie's locked down. She goes down. Glacius falls. The eruption comes out from Mammoth, but it might be too late. Maybe not. Dr. Pulsar flies in, gets the kill on a Dark Lady with that ludicrous speed. But Tucker like it to bring it right back up. Pebbles goes down, but now Dark Lady's back up, and she is pissed. Damn it, the auto attacks. Dr. Pulsar out of mana now as a result. He will go down again. A hat trick for Beaver Banger. And did Nullstone Gaming just make a huge statement right there? I think they did. Will they be able to make a big push out of this is the question. Drunken Master is also going to fall on top of it all. The timing, man.
This is what I was saying, Breaky. You simply can't initiate a team fight without any vision because that's what happens. Like Pebbles, he saw Dr. Repulsor, he instantly sheepsticks. I think, no, Bubbles instantly sheepstick him, and Darkblade picked up the token and just instantly killed Dr. Repulsor. Like, you can't initiate team fights, Breaky, if you don't have vision because that will happen time and time again. Oh dear.
There's the sheepstick, the stun in. They're trying to delay it as much as possible. 5-second arrow. That could be a dead Dark Lady, actually, but a nice sheepstick on a Valkyrie. Prevents some good auto attack damage. She leaps in. She wants this kill. She is going to get Power Match. If they do lose a tower, they're going to get Parasite. Dark Lady and Bubbles on their own. Beautiful line stun from Magnus, though. Bubbles definitely dead. Well, maybe not. Shell Serve TP. Is that going to actually work? It looks like it. So he gets away, and Dark Lady makes the escape. Yep.
But she doesn't have post-haste,
she does not have any TP, though. That's the really dangerous thing here. So
why is she not flying at Courier right now?
What about Oh my God, bananas are still there.
What?
I'm glad you did not say that, old chat, because that's definitely.
Lol.
Now that's one of those things. I mean, we've seen this before, man. Where teams just simply, especially when it's so chaotic like that, they just simply forget that bananas actually dropped as well. So somebody has a chance to get bananas.
Someone's got to pick these up, man. It was a pretty chaotic team fight, but still, man, like... Nullstone must be like, guys, did we pick up bananas? No, I didn't. Did you? No, I didn't. Like, and surely they would have realized if Tree had bananas, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, maybe, if anything, too, I honestly forgot that was even the third Conqueror kill. I wouldn't be surprised if they just almost even lost track of that. It's like... look at the gold. 10,000 gold on Dark Lady, by the way. What is she buying here?
Rift Shards, I think is the right play. She needs more damage. Like, they've got lockdown now, they've got Sheepstick on Bubbles, most likely going to be a Sheepstick on Pebbles next as well. Obviously, Stuns from Pyramont, so she just needs all that damage. Like, if she's going 3v1 in terms of, like, she's going against 3 different carries, like, she'll need to burst them down. She actually sells the
Abyssal.
Okay, so it's going to be a bit so yes, it's going to be...
Frostwolf Savage.
I guess it's decent against Valkyrie if she picks up a Wingbow next, but... I mean, Rift Shards does a lot more damage than Savage Mace, though. It's about 12% in terms of the efficiency. I did the math, Breaky.
I was gonna say apparently, man.
No, it is. It is like I don't want to go into it, but it is about 12%.
Yeah.
But obviously, if you pick up Wingbow, then obviously Savage is a lot more important.
That's where that could come into play. But yeah, so I just like how she has the ability to not only purchase, one of those major items, but 2 of them just on the fly. It's like, what do I want here? Well, let's buy a Frostwolf and a Savage Mace just because I can. So yeah.
As well.
Yeah, no, Frostwolf. I mean, we talk about his survivability is a big thing for her right now, and also the kite factor. I mean, obviously that'll help against that. Exactly.
That's probably the biggest thing, honestly. That'll be useful. I wondered if she's gonna keep or sell the Rune Cleaver though. Like, Rune Cleaver is such a good item with Dark Play because obviously it synergizes very, very well with the charging strikes. But at the same time, like, you pick up Rift Shards, and obviously it's a lot more gold than the Rune Cleaver, so in that sense, it sort of has a higher value. And obviously better for single target, but it's still great in terms of obviously clearing creep waves, and obviously if they do stack up, it's going to sort of have the splash effect. But I mean, personally, I think I would sell the Rune Cleaver and go for the Rift Shards, because obviously you're not going to have, oh my god, arrow, please don't hit anyone. No, it's run out. But yeah, Rift Shards is great because obviously the Rune Cleaver splash effect isn't really going to be useful in terms of team fights because they don't have the greatest AoE lockdown. They don't have like Flux. They don't have Tempest to sort of pull them in. So the splash effect isn't really going to be come into effect. And Rift Shards is obviously great, a lot more better than the Rune Cleaver in terms of single target. So
Yeah.
personally, I think he should sell the Rune Cleaver. But I mean, if he loses Rax, then he needs to be the person to sort of clear out the creep wave. So a lot of questions, honestly, for Beaver Banger right now.
Yeah.
So.
Man, this is... Whew. I mean, we're over that hour mark, and again, talking about earlier, Nullstone is undefeated, and they have these hour-long games, so this is something that really... This is territory that they're familiar with, and I think it also says a lot about their team. Is you know, really their drafts in general, too. They like those late-game hard carries. Obviously, Gemini's another one of those, and I mean, Ogi, maybe on paper, you wouldn't have first expected to be a very threatening late game compared to others, but we've seen it in action. It gets damn scary in the end. So, Dark Lady is going to push out the top lane again. Any bit of movement, I mean, you just see on the mini-map, any bit of little movement outside of the base, and all of a sudden, Tree's just about to pounce on you and looks to take advantage. But,
yeah, so Bubbles and Pebbles, as well as Dorsey Dark Lady, are pulling up a lot of gold. I'd really like to see Bubbles actually go Refresher here. He could pick up the Hellflower, which is still good lockdown, but a second Sheepstick and a second Keltfield is just arguably a lot more important than the Hellflower. Obviously, I talk about how Dark Lady's got the damage, that's fine, but she needs the lockdown, and that's going to come from the Bubbles and Pebbles. I think Refresher would be the best item here, honestly, for Bubbles, just for the second Sheepstick. And Pebbles has to buy a Sheepstick. It's really the only item he can go, I think. Unless he wants to go sort of hard carry build himself, which isn't too bad, actually. But Sheepstick probably the best in this case.
illusions going in. I mean, those were some powerful illusions, man. Look at the farm that Valkyrie has here. So, you see even Dark Lady taking a little bit of time to eventually clear those out. They get some solid damage into the tower before eventually falling right there. Game of patience is where we continue to be at. Again,
look at
another
the golden
Conqueror
experience as well.
Yeah,
very,
it's
very
definitely
low.
dwindled down more so.
He's
for
gone
Null.
Storms. I mean, Storm Spirit isn't bad, I guess, actually on
Yeah,
Bubbles, but
something.
I don't know. And that's more of a defensive, obviously, item than the Refresher.
Yeah.
And, I mean, the last couple of team fights, the initiation has really been on Nullstone, obviously, so maybe he could have gone away with the Refresher or the Restoration, but still a decent item, I guess. Oh,
Pushing
dear,
out now.
Bubbles.
This is risky. This could be a fight engagement here.
They've got vision this time, Tree, so...
Yep.
Oh, Bubbles, you're so dead.
He's going to spot that, but here we go. He uses the takeover right off the bat. In comes the bait Israel. The Trigger are popped, though, and it's a cluster of a start right here. Dark Lady, she's being kind of somewhat. Now she's putting in the auto attacks. No eruption just yet. And they're going to come out. Glacial Downpour is going to fall, but Dark Lady's still one alive. And Dr. Pulsar not so much. Doctor's in trouble, but the Sheepstick comes out of the last second. The eruption goes off, and Dark Lady's locked down. She will eventually fall right there. Magnus does go down, though. Pebbles is holding his ground. Doctor's still picking up kills with little life, but Pyromancer of all heroes finishes off Doctor, and it's just Drunken Master in the end. Can't crack the escape right here. Portal Key's coming up soon. There you go, the chuck and the auto attack, and down it goes. A genocide for Null. Even with the lockdown eventually and Dark getting her killed. Again, they're focusing so much on that.
Pebbles is doing work,
yeah.
man. Doing a lot of work. Like, these right clicks are like nearly 360. He's like a hard carry of himself, honestly, Breaky. And obviously, they'll lock down a lot of. I mean, they focus a lot on Dark Lady as they should, but Pebbles is doing a lot of heavy lifting as well, man. Like, doing so much damage, and I mean, he's got 7,000 gold. Like, if he picks up like a Rift Shot here or something like that, or even like a Sheepstick, he'd be doing even better. I mean, Dark Lady, like, you saw how close he got to Dr. Repulsor, but there was no Sheepstick on him. There was no kind of like stun on Dr. Repulsor. If they got that stun, it would have been an easy kill on Dr. Repulsor, and then Dark Lady would have most likely survived. But still, didn't matter too much. They won the team fight, but. Again, they won the team fight, but no real objective kind of gained, I guess. And in this sort of late stages of the game, the XP and obviously gold isn't really that important. It's about getting the objectives. Can they get Congo? Can they get Rax? And in that team fight, you know, Nullstone didn't. So Tree honestly won't be too upset with that team fight being lost there, because I mean, Dark Lady's already maxed out, and so is most of the Nullstone team. So not much sort of advancements in terms of the items they can get from all this gold they're winning in team fights, Breaky.
Yeah. I'm seeing, yeah, but Pebbles is going to protect this double damage rune. So that's going to be picked up. We're going to save that for the next Conqueror. I'm sure they have a bottle coming over on somebody.
He's got it already.
Pebbles got it, yeah. So he bottles it up right there. He purchased on the courier, delivered it. Bananas are still there, by the way. So as soon as Conqueror comes back up, I'm probably Nullstone in this case going to go over there, left those behind. That's going to be a little silly, but
He's got a sheepstick as well. Perfect.
Pebbles, yeah. I was liking what you're saying, man. That keeping the damage route going here, but yeah, the lockdown's obviously too.
I mean, yeah, either of those items would have been good because obviously, if he goes the damage, then he doesn't need to give the lockdown to Dark Lady. But if he goes the lockdown, then obviously Dark Lady can dish out even more damage, kind of thing. Because although sheepstick isn't really like a damage item, if it helps lock down someone for Dark Lady to hit, then it's going to increase the damage overall of Nullstone, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Yep. I'd like to see him go Rift Shards, honestly. Like, if he goes like max level 4 Rift Shards on a hero that's already hitting for 350, he's going to like crit for like 700, 800 damage.
I would like to see a charged hammer, man. Those auto attacks.
Yeah, decent. Normally, in terms of like the most effective DPS, you want to have equal in terms of your attack speed to damage. If you look at his attack speed, it's about 240 compared to damage, which is about 300. So yeah, I mean, Thunderclaw wouldn't, Charged Hammer isn't too bad of an item pickup. But again, though, you got to sort of factor in burst, which is always more preferable than DPS because obviously you can kill someone before.
Yeah.
With one big auto attack, for example. So yeah, I mean, Thunderclaw would be fine. Maybe a little bit less effective, seeing as there's a lot of Shrunken Heads here and can't really benefit in terms of the farming aspect.
Yeah, Shrunken Heads, but they're all on 5 seconds by now, right? Yeah, you got Doctor at 5,
I mean,
Shrunken at 5. Okay, there's a 10-second on
But they're going to buy him back. Like, Doctor is practically 6-line now, so like if it goes any longer, they're going to pick up Shrunken Heads again. So yeah. I mean, but also there's another thing, like, you pick up Thunderclaw sort of Havoc's farming mechanism, and obviously you can't really farm this stage of the game.
You know, you were talking about this is something.
Prism.
Double damage, Dark. The bananas are there on the ground. This is big. Can't Tree get the initiation they're looking for? It's all going to come down to this. They're committing for the Conquer. Bananas are picked up. Shrunken Head's going to be popped. Oh, Dark goes in! They had no clue! Dark with a Shrunken Head, and they're torn to pieces! Oh my god, Drunken Master is going to be fine initially, but he's on the run, everybody, as Doctor does buy back, by the way. He's going to be flying in any second, I'm sure. Valkyrie leaves to win the last second. She's good for now. Will she survive at the end? No, she will not. Eruption goes off, though. Dark Lady's dead, and here comes Doctor Repulsor. Pebble's going to be locked down. He uses the bananas that he just got. Parasite able to finish off Drunken Master off to the side. The Sheepstick on a Doctor Repulsor. And now the auto attacks are fall, as you said, hard-hitting Pebbles. Will this be enough damage? Dark Lady pipes back, by the way. She's coming back in. She ain't even necessary. Down goes Doctor. Magnus and Valkyrie are here, but they need to get away. So Valkyrie, his final buyback. Doctor's out of buybacks. 5-second arrow to Bubbles, but he should be fine in the end. As Dark Lady also out of buybacks now, but what an initiation. So they were baiting that themselves. Apparently.
I think because they were all invisible, then Bubbles came into the Congo pit as well, and he obviously has the bound eye, and I think they saw him because I think there was a couple of, I think they had puzzle box minions on the side here, and then Darkly just went YOLO and just cracked and had a great initiation, honestly, but Tree, they're actually still going to try and defend this, like, even without Doctor.
Oh, well, it hits Congo at least, so that's going to help them a little bit right here. You see Darkly, she's got a Shrunken Head. It's only 8 seconds right now, actually. Man, so
she needs this token so badly because she doesn't have she doesn't have any more buybacks breaking.
Magnus says no. You're not going to get it for free though. He's going to be stunned though, but at what cost here? Magnus, he's going to end up dropping most likely in the background. That he will. Darken goes in with the Shrunken Heads now. Drunken Master, look at those crits starting to pop up. Valkyrie goes down, and now Drunken once again. He's on the run. Doctor's not coming up for 50 more seconds. Drunken going to be picked off here. And Nullstone Gaming going to put themselves in a very good spot here. What is the third and final game? As they're now going for the Conquer kill. They will absolutely get it. Again, we're 72 minutes in right now. There is still no racks that have been killed yet.
Oh my god, do you see what just happened, bro?
Bubbles got the token.
But Bananas just picked up by Dark Lady and she instantly used them. Like,
really?
Not even in a tank fight.
Interesting.
Yeah. And why does Pebbles not have token? Oh my god.
What happened down here?
Wow.
Parasite getting kills apparently.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really surprised Dark Lady doesn't sell like the Shrunken Head or even like the Rune Cleaver because I think Token is a little bit better, honestly, because she doesn't have a buyback. But in the end, Breaky, Dr. Fox is the only one alive.
They're going all in. Yeah, they know there's no buybacks. This could be it, actually. Dr. Repulsor, the Resurrections, they're not going to come back in time. And Vulnerability is going to be popped, but Doctor cannot go by himself. I mean, he needs to, though. He doesn't have a choice. There we go. He goes in, just buying time. If anything, he's going to maybe get the kill on a Parasite. Frostio played. He's like, attack me. They're kind of obliging. But at the same time, the Witch is going down. GG, well played. That's going to do it. Nullstone Gaming's going to the grand finals here in Cycle 5 with a crazy finish. And game number 3, what a turnaround after the way things started, especially. Not only this game, but the series here. Wow, what a finish, man.
What a finish. Like, And I was really wondering how Dark Lady is really going to be able to carry against this, 3 sort of carry lineup with Doctor, Repulsor, Drunken, and Valkyrie. But honestly, it was just great team support from Fuzzyslov and Shadow Simeon. Like, all of them were doing great jobs, given the easiest time for Beaterbanger. And that last Congo fight, though, it was the Bubbles Bandai that made all the difference breaking. And won that one team fight breaking, and from there, Nullstone just took it, man. That's a crazy game. Crazy game.
Nullstone Gaming going to the grand finals for their first time. Congratulations, big congratulations to them. Now,
they got it in Cycle 2, didn't they? They got it in Cycle 2.
You're right. No, it was Willowkeeper. Was it not? Was it Nullstone?
I don't know.
See, now I'm
pretty
an
sure
idiot.
they came second.
Maybe I actually think you might be right. How did I look that over? Anyways, the point being, now they're going to get they're going to the grand finals, second 5. That's what really matters.
Oh.
So
Quincy just whispered me. He said, "No, finish third." It was
okay, that's what I thought. Okay, you didn't make me think about it though. But yeah, no. So that's what I thought. Okay, so yeah, it is their first time, and again, going to be playing Sync Esports here in the grand finals as a result. So congratulations to them. Now they will be down 1.